Hello, dear minstrel. Today I'm going to teach you something really, really amazing, and I am going to teach you how to grow your music ministry in 2 to 3 years. Yes, by that I mean if you give attention to what I am going to be teaching in this series and you do it diligently for at least 3 years, your music ministry is going to grow impressively, at least to the point where you are not going to be called an upcoming in your territory and in your local place. At least you go, now you will come up small. You will come up small. All right. I hope you're interested in this because I'm so excited to, pour this value to you. Just in case you're joining us, my name is Mr. Wells, and I am privileged to be the principal of the Dear Minstrel Academy, an academy instituted by God to raise minstrels who are city shakers after the Davidic order. The passion for us, the mission for us is to be able to educate, provide music ministry education, music industry education as well for the younger music ministers to equip them effectively in dispensing the call of God for their life through the tool of music. Before we jump into the matter on ground, if you have not yet subscribed, I'd love to remind you, subscribe. We put out videos every week. Subscribing will allow YouTube to notify you. You're going to get updated when we put out another video. So quickly, let's drive to the matter on ground. How to grow your music ministry in 2 to 3 years. First, I need to state that it takes at least 3 to 5 years for anything you are building to stand. This includes business of any kind. This includes organizations of any kind, systems of any kind, right? So the 2 to 3 years model is actually a tested and verified model, right? You have the 2 to 3 years model, you have the 5 years model, and then you have the 10 years model. But for today, we'll be talking about the 2 to 3 years model. The other models will be for the advanced people, or for people who register into the Dear Minstrel Academy. So it is actually possible for you to grow significantly in your ministry in 2 to 3 years. It is possible for you to have a song that is widely known in 2 to 3 years of doing ministry. It is very possible for you to be one of the most demanded young music minister. Yes, it is possible for you to be on high demand just in 2 to 3 years of doing ministry. I have tested this model with some of the people I work with. I've tested this model with the students I train in the Dear Minstrel Academy, and many of them are doing impressively well. As a matter of fact, in just 1 year of going through the Dear Minstrel Academy trainings and then getting to learn about this model, I want to empower you with that model, and I hope you're ready. All right, so let's begin. Number one is gain knowledge, gain clarity. Gain knowledge, gain clarity. This sounds very simple, right? But trust me, one of the reasons why people spend a lot of years in delay and they call it process is because of lack of information. It is because of lack of knowledge. In fact, trust me, every single thing you call a process is simply God's way of putting you through a journey where you unlearn your present foolishness and you align with the required wisdom to fulfill your calling. You may need to take this back a bit so you can get to hear it. Everything you call process, what we call process in ministry, in Christendom, in the body of Christ, is God's way of putting you through the right medium through which you unlearn your foolishness and align to the required wisdom that is necessary to fulfill your ministry. You see, for every calling God gives to you, there is a required body of wisdom to be able to fulfill it. Trust me, one of the things that makes people stay long in obscurity, stay long in process, is because of ignorance and foolishness. If you read the book of Deuteronomy chapter 8 from verse 3, God said to the children of Israel, He said, "For these 40 years have I led you through the wilderness, that I may teach you that man shall not live by bread alone." But if you have followed the story that led to the children of Israel in Egypt, and then took them down to the wilderness, you will observe that God's original intention was the journey to the wilderness from Egypt was supposed to take 40 days, right? And the reason why God wanted to take them through that wilderness, the original intention was so that they are not going to see war on the road and then run back, because the route through which God would have taken them, they would see a lot of fights. And as people who are not prepared, they don't have an army to fight, it was very reasonable for God to take them through the wilderness, and the journey is for 40 days. But guess what? Every time Moses tries to lead these people to the promised land, many times they will always fall back to desiring cucumber, desiring onions, and all of that. God was not happy. So God needed to teach them something. He needed to add something extra to the curriculum. Teaching them that man shall not live by bread alone was not part of the curriculum. It was a necessary curriculum because of the people's unwillingness to learn. Trust me, some of the things you're unwilling to learn by instructions, unwilling to learn by wisdom, you are going to learn by the pain of experience. And the thing with the pain of experience, it is that it is the root cause of all delay. That is what elongates the process. So I am going to advise you, take your time and fortify your mind with information. No matter how anointed you think you are, if your brain is empty, that anointing will not produce. It will produce annoyance at best. Take this from me. I am the one that loves you so much to say this to your face. An anointed hands laid on a mumu head will produce mumu result. I'm telling you the truth. So I'm advising you, dedicate like 1 year. You can say, okay, for this 1 year, I'm going to subject myself to training. I'm going to learn. And trust me, the only institution right now that God has ordained to help give you that wealth of systematic education is the Dear Mistral Academy. In the Dear Mistral Academy, for the basic training, you are taught every single thing you need to be able to build ministry effectively for 1 year, right? The unique thing we offer in the Dear Mistral Academy is that we take you through a systematic. For example, in this YouTube channel right now, you see 5 ways to do this, five ways to do this. We talk about different things, right? So we're just talking about different things at different points. So we're not taking you through a systematic journey, but in the basic training, the Dear Mistral Academy will take you through a systematic curriculum. We take you through the curriculum for ministry, take you through the curriculum for music business, take you through the curriculum for songwriting, take you through the curriculum for team building, take you through the curriculum for worship leading, take you through the curriculum for song promotion and all of that. Amazing, right? So for 1 year, it's going to help refire your mind and give you all the necessary information and update you are going to need to run effectively. I have tried this model. It has worked for people. Some of my mentees, I trained them for that 1 year, subject them to a body of knowledge, systematic training, and then they begin to run and they are doing amazing things. So this is one of the models I'm going to recommend for you. Number 2, set up systems and structures. While you are building information, while you are gaining education and training for the first year, remember that you can also set out structures. Now, there are people that usually give this funny advice on Facebook. They tell you, this as a music minister, don't have a team yet. You're just starting. You don't need a team and all of that. Let me advise you, please try as much as you can to pay deaf ears to some of these busybody people that just feel like they have an opinion on the music ministry. Maybe because they are either a pastor or they are around music ministers. Trust me, just because you are in the pastoral ministry does not mean that you have the right knowledge to dispense concerning the music ministry. I will advise you, please. I will advise you. Now, as a young music minister, please ensure that you guard your ears. It is important that when you are starting, you start with a team. Even Jesus did not start ministry without a team. In fact, after his 40 days fasting and prayers in the wilderness, what did he do next? A few preaching here and there, and he was already calling disciples. God does not send people without a team. You are going to need a team of people. Even when Gideon received the call, the next thing Gideon went to go and do was to raise an army, to start sourcing for an army. He didn't go and fight alone, right? Even David as well. David was one man in the house of Saul. But when it was time for him to begin to fulfill his kingly ordinations, men came to him in Cape Adullam and he began to build an army. So what I'm trying to say is raise a structure. Begin to raise a structure. Find a team you can work with. You see, the thing about one of the advantages of embarking on your team building and structure building quest early in ministry is because when you think you have arrived, you will struggle more in building that team. An African adage said, they need a learned left hand for old age. It's true. You don't start learning how to build structures and how to build systems when you feel like you have blow, right? You grow with it. You grow with it. As you are growing, they are growing with you. This is one of the best ways. Of course, there are many other dynamics to this, but our advice, source out for people who want to work with you, people whom God has destined to work with you. Sell your vision to them and begin to build that team and that structure. It will help you so much. Though there are ways to be able to build a team, but we will do a different episode on that, on how to build a team, right? But for this one, this particular point is necessary. Dedicate that 1 year, build a team, build a structure. It's going to help you greatly. So number 3, increase your work culture. There is a course in the Dear Minstrel Academy that is titled Music Ministry Work Culture. It is my own way of trying to put together every single thing that goes into place to have a person become effective. The level of work a person needs to put in to have the person become effective in the music ministry. As a young music minister, you must develop a good work culture. And let me narrow that down to your music. So you see, for the very first 1 year down to second year, ensure you put out a lot of songs. Yes, by the music business standard, the average song that anybody who wants to go far, anybody who is serious with the music should drop in a year. You should be able to be dropping at least once in 3 months. One single in 3 months. One single in 3 months. Now, if you are going to sustain the energy, releasing at least one single every 3 months for 2 years, trust me, there is no way you are going to be small in your territory. I'm not talking about nationally. I'm just saying territorially. Bulk of the events that will be happening in your territory, they'll be looking for you. You are going to be one of the foremost voices in your territory. This level of work culture is going to help you. So you have to release a song at least once in 3 months. This is one of the work culture that I am going to recommend to you. And anticipate it very well. Dedicate your time, anticipate it, and push out your contents. Then the fourth one is Social media. Take your social media really, really serious. Take your social media really, really serious. Dedicate at least like 2 to 3 years of active social media participation where you post at least 5 times a day. I know it's too much to ask for, but then you want to grow, right? Growing is real work. Growing is real work. There was a time I wanted to grow my YouTube channel. I had to be posting videos every week. It's real work. Every week. It's real work, right? So you'd have to take your social media really, really serious. In today's world, social media is not a platform you can overlook. Social media is there to enable you serve God and fulfill your ministry. You can leverage on it. I know that there is so much that is happening on social media. So some of you are disinterested, right? But there's a way you can work this out. You can plan yourself in such a way that you just come, put out your contents, and you move, right? Like for me, that's what I do. So ensure that you take your social media really, really serious. And I'm going to recommend at least 3 major social media platforms you should take seriously. Just in case you are playing with anyone. No, let's make it 4. Just in case you are playing with anyone, don't play with these ones. Number 1, do not play with TikTok. Take TikTok really, really serious. Do not play with YouTube. Number 2, don't play with YouTube. Number 3, do not play with Instagram. Number 4, do not play with Facebook. You can avoid to do without Thread, do without Twitter, but do without LinkedIn. But you see these 4, it's very, very necessary. So the last one on how, okay, not the last one. Let's make it the 5th one on how to grow your ministry, still talking about the 2 to 3 years model, is build community. Build community. You see, when you set your heart to begin to do music, one of the things you are going to need is a lot of support system. You're going to need a lot of hands that will help you push the music. Now, I'm not talking about going to go and create a group and, just suffocating them to be pushing your music, push my music. No. That would be selfishly driven. I'm talking about building a loyal community, and building a loyal community is very simple. Begin with your online audience. Feed them every day. Reply comments, for goodness sake. You never blow it. They had you to reply comments. They wish you happy birthday. To reply is an issue. You never blow. These simple things go a long way to build your community. They go a long way to have people move from fans to people who are very intentional about your music ministry and what you do. Build community. Begin with your online audience, right? Show up every now and then to inspire. Show up every now and then to encourage. Don't be the kind that you are going to keep quiet for months only to come online one day and say new song dropping. Only you go listen to that new song with a drop. Only you, your parents, your family, your church people go listen to them. But see those online people, you need to be feeding them consistently so that when you come and drop a song, you are not just coming because of the song. You are coming because you actually care about them, such that without the song, you will still be with them to still keep inspiring them. So the last one is networking. If you are going to dedicate, let's say, 1 year to networking, take time and make friends, right? Take time and be part of what other music ministers are doing within the ecosystem. You cannot isolate yourself and want to grow on a fast pace. Your friends are releasing songs. Share. Talk about it as well. Help them create contents with it. These are some of the things we did when we were growing up, when we had all the time, right? Network. What networking does for you is it helps you create that relationship that is needed to help push you further. You see, relationship is a capital. There is a depth of ministerial fulfillment you will never buy your way into if you don't have the right kind of relationships. So I would advise you dedicate at least 1 year, to networking. Network. Be at people's concerts. Network. Volunteer to be part of people's workforce. Network. Help people. Comment on other people's posts. sometimes throw a shout out to some persons, to people within the ecosystem. Make friends, find videographers. You can make friends with producers, make friends, bloggers, make friends, radio OAPs, make friends, media people, make friends, ministers, make friends, have a mentor, right? Once you are able to build a good network, it will be very, very easy to scale up. If you are going to try this model for 2 to 3 years consistently, trust me, in 3 years, a matter of 3 years, you are going to grow so significantly that within your territory, within your locality, nobody will be able to overlook you, and you're going to fulfill a depth of calling that God wants you to fulfill. And most importantly, you're going to grow at a fast pace. This is not all there is to it. Trust me, there are deeper principles and deeper things to talk about on this particular subject, but I just decided to bring this out to you to maybe inspire you in one way or the other. I hope this works for you. If you apply it, I am sure that you're going to really, really grow significantly. Again, my name is Mr. Wealth, and I am the principal of the Jam Mistral Academy. I hope this blessed you. Please do drop me a comment. I'd love to know how this blessed you. If you have any question, you can also drop it in the comment section or do us an email. Ensure that you like this video and share with your friends. If you've not subscribed, do so now. God bless you. I'll see you on the other side of growth. Thank you.